Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rider Time podcast here on the Morphin Network. I'm Mike, your host, and we are here to discuss a very delicious episode of Kamen Rider Gavv, known as Episode 19, The Secret Bittersweet Flavor of Pudding. Yeah, they're real. I'm not too big of a fan of the name conventions. A couple of episodes, there's only so much you could do with the word pudding in the title. It's like I know you could be more creative, but we love our gelatinous preserved foods, as we've discussed last week. Turns out, pudding originated having to do more with sausage than actual dessert up until more recent years. But yeah, our sweet, savory boy, who may be a lot more savory than we thought he was, defeats Valen, and it's up to Shoma in order to rescue him with medical treatment, of which we know not of what kind. But yeah, a little more on the history of pudding. Let's talk about the specific kind of pudding that Vlam uses. Flan. The actual term flan is actually from French, and the actual meaning is, the original term is actually crème caramel, which means caramel cream. That's basically all there is to it. It's custard. It's basically custard. You use eggs and starch in order to make pudding. And then you add a layer of caramel at the top. That's all there is to it. But there are a lot of historical variations of it. So as far as the modern form of cream caramel, it was originally documented in La Cuisinière Provençale by Jean-Baptiste Robot in 1897. Yeah, a lot of the most popular desserts from present day seem to have their origins in the 19th century. Isn't that very interesting? But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Then throughout the 20th century, it became cream caramel became a popular dessert in Europe and the rest of the world. And of course, it has different variations throughout the world. And even though the word flan is actually French, it became popularized in Latin American countries due to colonization, and it basically stuck. Well, also keep in mind, it's not just French colonization, it's also Spanish colonization, because there were a lot of exchanges culturally between France and Spain, even before and during the age of colonization. Exchanges of fashion, desserts, and not just between France and Spain. There's also England, Sevilla, Germany, Russia, all kinds of dynasties trying to trans-imperialize each other. So when Mexico was being invaded by both the Spanish and the French, yes, the word flan stuck, as well as other Latin American countries like Argentina, Brazil, even though that's mainly from Portugal, Peru, and yeah, the word flan just stuck. But the thing is, it would have it would have its own meaning in Latin American context, because, for example, in Britain, flan would actually be a type of tart similar to quiche. But for the most part, the Latin American term is mostly gelatinous custard with a caramel topping. There have been many imitations in the Caribbean where they would use instant powder or they would substitute certain ingredients. But for the most part, it's just, egg and starch. Not much to it. But, I don't really have any flan, nor did I have time to make any, so I'm just going to stick to eating chocolate pudding. It's savory. What can I say? Maybe next time I'm going to eat some jelly. But with that in mind, yeah, so turns out one of the white Chocodan tells Shoma to take Hanto to a certain undisclosed location, which turns out to be Suga's laboratory. And yes, he reveals, yes, I'm Suga. I am the doctor that performed the medical procedure onto Hanto to turn him into a Kamen Rider. You're that Gavv fellow, aren't you? How do you know who I am? Oh, nothing, nothing. I'm just really good at deducing certain things. While Hanto didn't tell me everything, he said some wonderful things about. Oh my, you're bleeding. Let me help wipe you down. Oh no, I'll wipe myself down. Okay, here, let me pat you down. And then he steals one of his fibers. I assume it's one of his hairs. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do some nefarious. Probably gonna do some kind of nefarious experiment. Will it be an upgrade for Hanto? Who knows? Is he going to leak information to Nielv? Who knows? I'm suspicious regardless. But yes, Longo and Glot are also very suspicious. Wait, there's a third rider? Well, he does seem to be infighting with the other two riders, but still, let's keep an eye on him. Okay, and Nielv is like, he. If you've ever heard Tim Curry do the laugh for Count Olaf, he. Anyways, so all the part timers, including Ragi 9, get a message to keep an eye out for the riders and to collect more human presses. It's like, okay, well, I have to go to work so I could uncover the truth behind my little brother. Wait, you have a brother? And he's a spider? What? So first thing Shoma does is he tries to investigate a hideout that Shira and Jeeb previously used in order to collect human presses. But that place has been emptied out. But he does see Ragi 9 show up later, walking to a university. So he follows him to see what he's up to. And once you know it, it's a liberal arts college, which goes to show you should have stuck to STEM. And of course, he tries to, and of course, Shoma witnesses him using his tendrils in order to force everyone to feel happy. But he does manage to save them from being turned into presses. But I do have to wonder about the tendrils. If he could, inject dopamine into people behind him, how does he not go after Shoma, just involuntarily, instinctively? It's like, surely you would somehow detect that there's one more person nearby, which you could easily access to. You could have just... Yeah, so yeah, he and Shoma transform. They fight each other through the liberal arts college. At first, it's human versus Kurage form, but then they become Gavv versus Vlam. And I have to be honest, Vlam's weapon, the TV prop looks way better than the DX toy. And I'm not just saying that because the props always look better than the DX toy. I mean, it objectively looks better. The actual scythe looks like a scythe and not just this weirdly stick-shaped thing with a little bend to it. And yeah, uh, yeah, they had this really cool balcony fight, but then Vlam has Shoma pinned down onto the floor. It's like once I defeat you, I will be close. I'll get closer to the Stomach family and defeat him. Wait, you're fighting against the Stomach family? Yeah, what of it? I'm trying to fight the Stomach family too. You lie. No, for real. You're a Granute hunter. For all I know, you killed my brother. Wait, you have a brother? Yeah, I have a mother. She was killed by a Granute. But you killed my brother, though. No, wait. When did your brother die? Several years ago. He was a good kid, but then he got addicted to dark candy. So I'm trying to investigate. Well, see, I just got my powers 4 months ago, so there's no way I would have seen your brother. Really? Yeah, like for real. You're not just saying that to save your skin. No, for real. I don't know who your brother is. I'm really sorry that that happened to you. And yeah, his brother ended up dying, I guess. It's not really clear what Vlam is investigating at this point. But like he does want to know who killed his brother, but clearly it's not Shoma. But Shoma does give him an opportunity to find out. Listen, it's clearly the Stomach family we're both after. You could either use your powers to be their lackey, or you could use your powers to help destroy them. Your choice. And I love how Shoma still gives him the option. But of course, all but of course, there's a few questions that Ragi 9 has about his own situation, like the fact that he was kidnapped before he was performed surgery on, and then he was just pushed into the human world, and he wants to know like if the same thing happened to his brother. And I'm thinking, but dude, your brother was killed though. You literally just said that. The plot is not plotting. What are you doing? So naturally, Shoma tries to fight back against him unmorphed, and yeah, Shoma's bleeding. His own sword is cutting into his own shoulder. But Shoma promises, hey, I will help you avenge your brother. You're not just saying that to get out of it. No, I really want to help you. I'll help you investigate. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll think about it. And that's basically where the episode ends. Like, that's literally how the episode ends. A little anticlimactic. I think the best part of the episode is the fact that we do find out more about Raginine's backstory. But beyond that, there's really not much to say about it. Ironically, I think if they spend less time actually having Shoma and Raginine fight each other, and more time focusing on the flashback, like we actually spend more time with Raginine's and Comer's relationship, and how Comer's personality changed over time because of his addiction to dark candy. Maybe then, like, this would have been a little bit better, but it's not a bad episode. It's well executed. I do like choreography. Plus, with that Suga setting up for things that could happen in the future, because he's collecting DNA strands from Shoma. Who knows what that's gonna lead to? As far as I can tell, this episode's a 9. What do you guys think? Did you like this episode? Did you hate it? What do you think is gonna happen next? We know that from the trailer, we're gonna get a new form, and we're gonna have a fight with Glotta. So, how do you think that's gonna play out? Let me know in the comments. This episode is a 9 for me. Can't wait to see what happens next. I can't wait either. Next week, Vlam gets a new form. Oh, yeah. Very cherry jelly. Yep, he has a cherry jelly form. So that might be a hint as to like what food I might bring to show and tell next week. Yeah. We only have one more comment. Got a lot of episodes like these where the hero and the anti-hero have a heart-to-heart. Yeah. Yeah, I know there was one, honestly, that was one of the better parts of Kamen Rider Ghost when Takeru did try to connect to a Necrom, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in between that kind of ruined the momentum of the show. But that's kind of why I only like the first quarter of the season, plus the Houdini episode. But let me know what you guys thought, and if you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon so you notified for our latest videos, and be sure to share the videos because it helps us out with the algorithms. We do Ultraman X starting next week on Mondays because we just finished Ultraman Arc. Then on Wednesdays we got Kamen Rider Gavv. Thursdays Bakuage Sentai Boom Boomger. And on Sundays, we got Kamen Rider X. That's right. We got Ultraman X and Kamen Rider X back-to-back days. We hope you enjoyed that. Plus, be sure to check out our Morphicon interviews and check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. And, if you want to follow my personal content, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed. And, we're really close to a subscriber goal. So 40 more subscribers. If we hit 40 more subscribers and end up with 2750 subs, we will review that Tubi TV Power Rangers fan film for your guys' viewing or cringing pleasure. So remember, 40 more subs. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your parents, and if they refuse, just throw some pudding at them. See, that's a Power Ranger reference right there. Yeah, with the Ivan's ooze and whatnot. Yeah, but until next time, stay safe, stay hydrated, update emergency kids, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.